2-0. So let's see. Excited to see what lanes we see.
Also, very interesting build on Medusa. Ring of Bassi into Circlet. I don't think I've seen this before. I mean, I've probably seen it before a couple of years back when we had Ring of Aquila being an item that you could purchase. And when Ring of Bassi gave damage.
30 seconds to battle.
Back in the damage days of Ring of Bassi.
I never understood where the damage came from. Was Sage Mask plus Ring of Protection suddenly damage?
I mean, you can make damage out of nothing, right? Hopefully.
PYW.
That's what some of these players got to do.
Also starting with Orb of Venom. There was one game
Battle begins.
when I saw this Pudge Orb of Venom. Hook gets it, but no reveal.
All right.
Okay. QIQX should have instantly placed down Sentry, Frostbite, Bounty, and Emo. Still had a point in chains. There should be enough slow with this Orb of Venom Blood Grenade, so kind of missed the first blood here. And as you said, they will be going for this first blood try in the top lane. Undying,
So
doing
we'll
the
see what
same thing for now. He took over that Watcher.
Oh. Can they get a Frostbite with a hook? They've also got 2 blood grenades here for QIQX. And there it is. They've got the hook. Imitator going the opposite direction, knowing he was under a sentry ward, and gets away from the Frostbite hook combo.
That's nicely done. Meanwhile, Zhang Yu on bottom getting some solo XP, which does benefit Timbersaw a lot. If he manages to get like to level 3 faster, 2 points in reactive armor, they're gonna go in again. Keep this tri lane for now.
QIW taking some damage, but Imitator looking like he's gonna die for first blood. Irving might be able to clean up house here. Oh my! PYW and Dust dying. That's a fine trade for Darkseer.
Yeah, that's really not worth it for IG. This tri-lane. Also, I feel like Orb of Venom Pudge, it works only on level 1 pretty much. Like later, it just doesn't do much. Hook. They have
Now
dust
this time they're ready with
around.
the dust. Blood grenade, and they're gonna get this kill. It's just a matter of time. So Imitator, who just TP'd top, 55 seconds, walk of shame incoming. Look at this Zhang Yu, not a lot of health remaining. Undyne actually throwing down the tombstone and forcing this Timbersaw away.
Ooh. This could have been very close. Didn't use his magic wand. Will deny himself to neutrals. Does not want to
That
run
just
back.
opens up the map for Medusa, or the lane. Like, that's not a good spot to be in, especially giving Irving a double kill earlier.
Now PYW in this bottom lane. Orb of Venom also on Undyne. Just have that little bit of slow. I like Orb of Venom because he knew exactly what he was going to lane into. So
Right.
needs a bit more slow, would give them extra pressure in the lane.
Having that extra pressure, having that extra right click, it's always nice when you're the Undying or you're trying to chase like that, throwing decays out and making these heroes sit quite low. Irving, he's got to be a little bit careful, but so does Dust. Time walking, Frostbite. Irving now, not a lot of health remaining. This Ion Shell's doing some damage. The Vacuum back as they get the right click for the Shadow Walk to stun the Frostbite again. Irving! Ooh!
So close. Those extra
I like your sound
stats,
better
like
than mine.
Magic Wand, 3 branches that he had, extra HP.
Yeah, just surviving with a sliver of health. On the edge, teetering on the edge of almost dying. But they'll bring him back up. Dust now taking some damage. Frostbite, Imitator. I don't know if you can really be throwing your life away like that.
He's been doing that in game 1 a lot. Hook. Gets undying
Hook.
with it. Emo. Is.
PYW, though,
does
taking
have
a lot of
point in
damage.
steering chains if he wants to use it, just to hold him in place.
Unfortunately, it's not going to matter. And now he's thinking about getting the deny on the tombstone. Won't get that. 125 gold going there for Emo. Phoenix has come over, but he can't really stop Emo or really do damage with that shield on him at the moment, that flame guard. So, not much doing there for the time being. It's
Imitator
a little bit of
again
a
on
hitter
top lane.
lane, but
Another
Imitator
Frostbite. Whew.
Surged away, just barely. They've got 3 heroes up here top once again, and Frostbite setting up the hook. Now you've already used the surge on the bounty hunter. That means Irving's going to die here. Vacuum on the 3, but there's nothing more to follow that up, so it doesn't really matter.
I swear we've had like 8 blood grenades used so far in this game. Every single time it's available, Pudge throws one, wants to get those early kills. Imitator, they do have Sentry. He is close.
He needs to be very careful. I honestly, it's a little bit rough that he's been throwing his life away a lot in this top lane. I know they've been getting kills there with Irving every now and then, but you kind of need to slow down giving up all that gold to Dust, right?
Dust has been heavily involved.
Hook,
4 kills
with the Frostbite. Undying, Phoenix. Ooh, QIQX goes down. Astro Step again. PYW, he's going to die. They drop down the tombstone. They get 2 kills for this. And again, Team Bright getting the better of a trade, but it's been back and forth pretty consistently throughout the first 6 minutes of this game. And the big point of contention with Bounty Hunter that we've talked about with the last game that we saw Bounty Hunter in is that Wisdom Rune. Getting
Emo will try to
this
steal
Bounty
it.
Hunter to
Whip Flight,
6.
let's see.
Oh, no.
Bounty. We'll pick it up.
Oh, Arcane Rune. I don't hate it. Flame Guard again is there. They've got Pudge kind of lurking, right? So let's see. Maybe a hook, maybe something, maybe nothing. Maybe just some time wasted. That's what it's looking like it's going to be, is you've got Undying coming around the back on a Dust, and Imitator's here with Irving. So Frostbite under the tower, but they've glyphed the creeps. They want to be able to go after Dust and trying to kite out this Faceless Void and get that Time Walk, and then go after him with a Shadow Walk strike to get the stun and continue with the Ion Shell. Instead, QIQX stays a little bit too close and gets vacuumed back and killed off by Irving.
QIQX will gladly die. Emo now making his first rotation.
Emo, would he gladly die? Because he's running into some trouble here.
He's shielded
they've got
immediately,
Dust, but now they've
disappeared.
got this Pudge. Good hook. And a first hit bash, but a Soul Rip and a Time Walk kill on a Irving. While that's all going on, Medusa's getting run down by this Timber Saw. They drop down the Tombstone, maybe trying to turn this around the other way, but the Tombstone's going to be dispatched very quickly. Imitator comes in with a Shadow Walk stun, and they get the kill onto the Medusa. They'll take out Imitator, and now things are falling apart for the side of Team Bright. Dust, not a lot of health, but it doesn't really quite matter. They're going to go with him through these twin gates, or ooh, he's going to juke him out. Now go back in. Nobody right-clicking him. He's got the Flame Guard, and eventually Undying dies to Emo.
I've seen this play. You try to force them to go through the twin gates, you channel at the same time, then you cancel last moment, they go through, you're like, ha, see you, nerd. But yeah, Zhang Yu managed to get the kill on Medusa. It looked like, oh, she's fine. You see the green bar being full HP, and then dies to 1 tick of Chakram because her HP is 160.
So much health. 160 is just, yeah, I don't know. You're going to need a little bit more than that.
What if we tweak all the numbers in Dota and heroes have like 70 HP while spells deal 3 damage?
I think people like big number.
Especially
PYW
in their
dying there
bank
to
accounts.
Phoenix.
Phoenix getting that Money. Going for more of a standard nowadays build that we see on Void Spirit. Going for that Echo Saber build, even though Emo did win the game previously. Going for Witchblade and Aghanim Scepter to have a little bit more control, to have that extra damage, and also True Strike against Windranger.
We didn't see Harpoon, did we, on the Void Spirit last time we saw Echo Saber?
Some people do upgrade it, but it's not like a must. There are better upgrades when you run out of items. You can go for it. Oh, Hook misses. Still gonna go
now
down.
drops the Tombstone. Problem is, he might die, but the rest of the team might fall afterwards. They got 125 gold there for the Crystal Maiden on the Tombstone. They get the kill on a PYW and QIQX, but they really could have used the kill on to that Ember Spirit too. Especially with dropping down that wall. Emo though.
Level 4.
Phoenix didn't want more.
Iron Shell, level 4 Resonant Pulse on Void Spirit. He's gonna go ham in some of these fights because they did allow Irving to have a good time in the laning stage, getting that double kill at start, also playing around him. He was also the one who got 5 last hits on heroes already.
As long as they could survive long enough to get the Iron Shell damage out there, and that's exactly what he's looking to help accomplish, right? Like, he's going into the Guardian Greaves to make sure that, hey, we get a little low, we got these heroes here that are ready to fight, they've got themselves the Iron Shell on them, but I'm going to give them Guardian Greaves, heal them up, and keep them pretty secure going into the later parts of these exchanges. And he's pretty free to farm up top. So Irving having a very fun and easy time. And that's, you know, once they get track, gonna be even better. Chrono? For a bounty? I guess a kill's a kill's a kill, especially when you're using those early chronos. You're not really looking for something too drastic. I guess Bounty's the guy, right?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bounty is the guy that wants to die a lot. We've seen this movie before. Medusa keeps on farming. She's very close to the top, but the 2 heroes I'm looking at the most are Void Spirit plus
Scanning.
Darkshire. These 2 heroes can play off each other very nicely. Imagine just like vacuum into Resonant Pulse. Emo. Can they get a
He's
stun?
got the sentry.
They do
No,
have
he's got the sentry down. They
have
see him.
another one.
Yeah, even for the further down of the line. But Phoenix, I want to say he could have maybe jumped and gotten an Aether Remnant, but if you don't land it and he just goes to the Slight, it's not going to work out for you. Remnant down, Aether Remnant now. Emo. The only Remnant he has is back over to the camp, so him going away could be back towards the team if they had seen that. Shadow Walk again, Astro Step, there he goes, back to the camp.
Bounty still level 5. Same goes for Undying.
Are scanning.
He's about to crack
The
level
supports
6.
on IG are 6.
Big difference, especially when it comes to team fighting. Imagine Crystal Maiden ulti getting off. There aren't many abilities that can stop it from going off. Undying has nothing. Bounty can't really get close to use Shadow Walk, so it has to be either Vacuum or Aether Remnant. And Crystal Maiden is not the hero that comes into a fight to just front lines. She kind of waits for a perfect opportunity. Imitator, again,
Dead
will
again,
die.
yeah.
He dies
And the thing
once
is, he's
every
not
2
getting
minutes.
6.
Radiant's bottom tower is
So,
under attack.
you know, this death is holding him back from getting 6, and he's still 3/4 of the level away from that. And it's 13 minutes into the game. We've constantly seen this from bounty hunters where they're level 5, 13, 14, 15 minutes into the game.
Vanished, but not gone.
If he keeps
Like,
playing
the-
on like this, maybe it's better that he's under leveled, feeding less gold and experience.
Right. That sounds very truthful. Still somehow has more gold than the Crystal Maiden. But Pudge has racked up a lot of gold.
He's been jungling, clearing some stacks,
Yeah.
stacked some smaller camps for himself, managed to find some farm, get that Vanguard going into Crimson next.
PYW?
He's
Mid,
tanky.
and they're going to try to go for this. He is pretty tanky, but he's not going to be tanky enough. Frostbite, Chakram, Freezing Field, Tombstone committed, Undyne trying to survive, Soul rips himself and dies, and now that means you're giving up even more gold to the way of IG when you drop those tombstones, and that's constant. I think he's dropped about 4 or 5 in a row that have been cleaned up by IG.
Definitely heads up. They saw Imitator one more time.
And now they've
does
dusted
have
him.
dust available, and QAQX, he's coming.
Juking. Dead Courier. Oh. And that Wisdom Rune doesn't even get him to 6. Or, well, that Wisdom Rune picked up by Emo, and then the other one, PYW. So the Wisdom Rune doesn't get him to 6 because they didn't pick him up. They both went to IG.
Oh, really rough one. At least he's keeping them busy. Medusa is farming. Same goes for Darkseer. He's about to finish off his Crimson Guard after getting that mech. So all the aura items are being built. Phoenix, looking at him.
Oh, vacuum off the mark.
For Emo, but yeah, just damage is not there. Also, the lockdown, they are kind of lacking it on side of Bright.
They still have a little bit of a lead, and now they finally have track. And the Guardian Greaves are there, so maybe the sustainability means they could just go in and fight. I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to do that, but you've got situations like this where Undyne dies all by himself, and that's a big part of the issue that they're having is they're getting picked off quite a bit.
Also, Dust, like, in terms of farm, he's not up there because of the item build that he decided to go for. This is Yasha going into Diffusal Blade, so he's kind of prepping for the later stages of the game. These are not like real farming items. This is not Mask of Madness, Maelstrom, back in the days, Battle Fury, when it was viable on Faceless Void. So he wants to burn that mana
Radiant's middle tower is under
on Medusa, have those illusions, burn some as well. I don't mind the build. I feel like this could be really big because it does allow you to also go for solo pickoffs. But then again, if you misuse Chrono, Roshan is available, you might get punished. Haste, just spawn bottom.
And going forward on that, now they're going to Remnant over. They've got the haste. The track is on Emo. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains. Now the hook onto the Undying. He's going to get hit up a little bit and actually drop the Tombstone. So do they even turn to try and fight this? The tracks are starting to build up, but they can't get any kills with these tracks on these heroes. Astral Step, Aether Remnant, Timber Chain away, still pulling him in, but far enough away where he's not going to end up dead again.
It's funny to see Void Spirit with like 2 shields. He uses Resonant Pulse, does have Shield Rune available as well. Iron Shell on top of it.
Hits, Dismember, and the damage on a Phoenix is not enough to kill him immediately. They'll drop the wall down. Now they've got the Soul Rip for sustainability, but they'll dust up Imitator, who's getting these tracks out. The Chronosphere's on the backlines into the freezing field from QIQX. They get the kill on the Imitator, and they look over at Undyne. They'll take out a second.
Radiant's courier.
And again, these tracks are being placed, but they cannot secure the contract gold.
Is under attack.
There are no
As they
kills
find
being made.
QIW, but don't kill him either.
Chrono placed, QIQX. Good positioning from him. Lands an ulti, which does secure them a kill. They don't necessarily need to like kill cores. They are just getting the kills, getting the spells on cooldown, and then going back to farming. Now we see again Team Bright having a problem. Not enough lockdown. This Faceless Void jumps in. Doesn't have a hero that he's afraid of that's gonna like stun him, silence him, or anything. Does manage to survive, and we saw the power of the Shield Rune on Phoenix. He goes in, gets Resonant Pulse on 2-3 heroes. More than tanky to survive all the damage that they can throw at him.
So, game's sitting about even in terms of net worth, and you've got 16-11 in kills. This isn't like that second game where Bright weren't getting anything on the board. They're still finding some pickoffs, but they haven't taken advantage of the biggest needle mover on the team, and that is the track. So when they're finally able to get some gold in their hands, maybe we could start to see them finish off a couple of these mid-game items that allow them to take fights a little bit more effectively. But they've had sentries, they've had the vision ready for this bounty hunter constantly.
This game kind of broke you, B-Cop, for a second. Does happen to me quite often. Phoenix will get it.
QIQX.
Yeah, he will get a kill. And getting closer to that Manta style, so more damage. Where is he sitting at right now in Void Spirit? 186.
How much gold did they get from that? Decent amount, 358.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Could see Dust trying to farm up
Tower is under attack.
in the triangle. Has a couple of stacks there, but Imitator also looking around, trying to find whatever he can. There's not another Wisdom Rune for 2 more minutes. Void Spirit going for this Manta, by the way.
Nothing to really dispel other than track, but it's more about his tankiness and also his illusions, creating chaos and mana burning Medusa. How's her mana pool looking at? 1400 for now. Going into Butterfly next. Wants to have that evasion. I don't know if Butterfly is the item of a choice here, considering there's only Void Spirit who relies on heavy right clicks. Maybe if there's another physical core, I would be okay with that.
Searing Chains hook dead. Astral Step and the vacuum into the wall. It's going to be on to 3, that wall. But they've got the dust onto a couple, and they're starting to move forward. They want more out of this. All they got so far was the Undying. There's the Butterfly finish for the Medusa, but not getting into the fight. Now, continuing to put the tracks on, but can they finish these contracts? That's really what they need to do. And Imitator's putting these tracks in, but like Medusa's not fighting with them yet.
Maybe now with a Butterfly, she's gonna feel much more comfortable coming into a fight. Imitator, he has been very annoying with the tracks, but as you said, no real gold coming out from it yet. It's been a while since Bright managed to get some big kills. I feel like the core didn't die in a long time. Emo didn't die a single time this game. Zhang Yu died once. Same goes for Dust.
No.
Dire's top tower is
It's
under
still
attack.
keeping like a 1K net worth lead, and that's because Medusa's getting a lot of space to farm. I could see it being 3-4 if they were able to get more kills again with this track, but for the moment, nothing doing. Dust tracked up. But just illusions from the Medusa hitting away. It's that Solar Crest. This is a lineup that could definitely sneak Roche with that Solar Crest now.
Solar definitely helps out. I mean, Void Spirit going into Deso after finishing off his Manta style. Like, even though Bounty didn't get any track gold, was pretty much didn't have track for a long time.
Breaking
now
the
you
smoke,
can see them
Dust.
going for it.
Dismember, they'll get the kill on the Imitator. Now they're going to have to bail from the pit. They only have track on Emo. And Bounty Hunter is going to be dead for 26 seconds without buyback, so not getting back into the fight anytime soon. Sleight of Fist Searing Chains keeping them up by the Twin Gate. Now they're going to be on the high ground. They're charging up that bomb. 8 seconds to go. Tombstone down. 4, 3, 2, 1. The countdown. The explosion doing a good amount of damage, but has the Guardian Greaves to sustain a little bit further. So they have the Bounty back into the fight in just a moment. Undyne still sustaining himself with these decays, and now they go to the Chrono. But the Stone Gaze comes out, so this Chrono's not really going to be effective. They'll turn him to stone, the Timber Chain across, they look over as the Freezing Field comes out from QIQX. They're not
Medusa's
exactly
low on
funneled in the
mana.
wrong way, but Medusa with half the mana remaining, and now they'll get the kill into Irving. They'll take out the Medusa, and they'll look for another hook, and these heroes are going to have to start to retreat on the side of Team Bright. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, catching Imitator. He'll die for the second time in this engagement. And IG with that fight are going to start to pull away a little bit.
It was a very ambitious Roche attempt, I would say. Like, maybe they need... it was also a good Stone Gaze, but I feel like Medusa needs to deal damage during the Stone Gaze. It was more a protective one to be able to not die immediately to Faceless Void.
I also think as much as you like Bounty Hunter being, or not you specifically, like the team as a general you, I think as much as you like having the Bounty Hunter there in the front lines, you can't exactly just have him move forward like that, because every single time IG's been ready for him to be under their noses, and he just dies immediately all the time.
So many sentries. It comes down to 2 supports, mostly QIQX, who's been pretty amazing with vision so far. Not just this game, but also this whole series, I would say.
It's been quite the effort from IG to make sure that Imitator doesn't do anything in these fights or in this game. Like he's not even got decent net worth at this point. You've just completely quieted a bounty hunter, and in turn, that means that these items aren't getting built as quickly for the Radiant side. Making this game very difficult. I think with a couple more fights like that, or even one more fight that really goes the way of the side of IG straight up like that, you could just see them really pull away with the game.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, Faceless Void's getting a lot. I like the itemization that he's going for. Scotty into MKB understands that he doesn't need that MKB straight away to deal damage against Medusa. It's more about survivability, coming back into a fight, getting a good time walk off. There are no stuns on side of Bright. There's Resonant Pulse, Ether Remnant. Shadow Walk stun that's really not reliable, especially at this stage of the game, and considering the amount of sentries that they bought on 2 supports, he's not going to be able to stun him.
No, not at all. He's never been able to get close to these heroes either.
Double Heaven's Halberd being built, or at least was being built. Timbersaw changed his mind. We'll go into Kaya Sanj.
It's another one of those games where it's like, is Medusa going to be enough? Silver Edge with Manta and Butterfly, like, I maybe you hold the high ground with that, but the rest of your team needs gold, and I guess maybe that can happen if you hold the high ground with Medusa. You get the tracks out, then all of a sudden your team's being injected with a good amount of gold. Like, it's still possible for sure.
Yeah, I mean, never underestimate Medusa's lineup. Now going into a bit more damage. Casual Crystallis that will be turned into Silver Edge, so you can break Faceless Void, break Timbersaw if he comes into a fight. But then again, he does have Aghanim Scepter available. We'll pop that bomb.
We saw the bomb damage that was really effective in the fight over by the Twin Gate and the Roche. Let's see what the next move ends up being. What do you think of the item progression for the Void Spirit?
He was in a good state for a long time. Like, he was near the top with his Echo Saber. It's just that they were not taking the fights. Bounty was feeding on the other side of the map, so he was not part of it. And the only hero he could have played with was Darkseer, and they were not on the same page. Like, they showed on the mid one time, but that was about it.
They're converging for a moment. It looks like they might be able to catch Imitator if he's too far out. And only a minute 20 seconds remain on this Aegis. Not going to find the Void Spirit. But they have the Ags finally finished off on the Ember too. So items starting to come the way of IG, and they're going to smoke. They want to go for something.
Nemo is
So
massive.
let's see if they find anybody.
Kaya Sanj, Aghanim Scepter done. Holding also Grobo to have that extra magical damage amplification.
Ooh, Hook lands, and they've got themselves a kill there on a Phoenix. Hook, Dismember, and what's that? Wisdom Rune ready and taken by the side of IG, although Imitator got the other one.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So
Again.
4K lead, Aegis about to expire for him. And Scotty picked up for the Faceless Void. Things looking good for the side of IG.
Slow and steady game. They don't want to rush anything one more time. Scotty has been finished on Dust, holding the Aegis. For now, they will expire in a couple of seconds.
Dire's bottom tower
But they're still in full control of this game. They understand that they're itemizing against Medusa, MKB on Faceless Void.
Radiant's
Timber
top
Saw.
tower is under attack.
Was thinking about getting that Heaven's Halberd Pudge. Already has his. This is position 4 Pudge we're talking about. PYW,
Radiant's middle
Heaven's
tower is under
Halberd,
attack.
Crimson Guard, Flash Heap makes him extremely tanky.
Now Medusa's got an axe too, so Medusa's still farming up quite a bit.
Dire are scanning. Dire's courier has been
So, about 5k lead. They've got the dust. They'll find Imitator. And they will get that kill onto the bounty. As it's a mega
He's-
kill streak here for Emo.
He's trying to make something happen, but look at the amount of gold that you get for this type of a kill. That's 500 gold.
Yeah, it's a decent chunk of gold even for just a level 11 bounty hunter. Irving's still trying to farm up. He's going for a Hex. I mean, I would appreciate that item. Meanwhile, Tormentor taken. So Undying gets the Tombstone upgrade where you can bunker inside the Tombstone. You like that? A little upgrade right there? The bunker?
I thought it was gonna be used way more, but saw it only once. Like last game number 1 was the only time I actually saw it in professional Dota. Even in pub games, I don't remember seeing it at all.
Yeah, I think maybe one of my Undyings had purchased it in one of the games I was playing. But other than that, I really haven't seen it all too much. It's kind of just like, oh, I got shard from, again, the Tormentor. So now I'm going to have it. And I'm going to be able to get one person into it. But smokes on smokes. Coming around the side, coming around the bend. They do have themselves Chrono ready to go. So let's see. And they won't find the side of Team Bright yet. If they go a little bit deeper, maybe they find Irving, and that's Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains with the double damage. Time Walk in, and Tombstone off to the side. But nothing doing quite yet. Still kind of waiting for the opportunity to jump forward and make something happen. So Medusa just trying to hold her ground. They've got the Solar Crest buff coming in from the Bounty Hunter, but again, this might be more gold going their way from the Tombstone. 200 this time for the Void.
Bright doesn't have a way to start a fight. They can wait until a fight comes to them. Stone Gaze, vacuum into wall. That's it. Roshan respawned. It's gonna be on Radiant's side for another 3 minutes. They can force this fight on IG. But let's see. Smoke from Bright. Emo. He does have Remnant available here. So he can easily come back, jump to it.
So IG are towards the pedal pool and won by the Twin Gate. So Medusa spots this Timber and avoids the hook for now. Charging up that bomb, now on the run, getting retreated thanks to this bomb, and they've got the Silver Edge. So now they'll have a little bit of a break mechanic as the Remnant in, the Sleight of Fist, the Searing Chains, and that's going to force out the Guardian Greaves pretty early on in to this fight. Everybody's still full health and full mana. Hit the hook even with the Manta. So they go to the Chrono on the edge, vacuum onto 3 with the wall. Not bad from Irving, but is it going to turn into anything more because the Medusa's already out of mana and out of life. So they have nothing more to give. Without the Medusa, this fight's already over. Undyne, Imitator, they're gone. Irving falls, vacuum wall, while nice looking, doesn't really do anything for them. And Phoenix already away from the exchange.
That was a good hook, and Dust immediately places a Chrono. Even though Vacuum pushes them all away from Medusa, they still have more damage, more than enough damage, and time to kill Medusa during the Chronosphere. she loses all of her mana instantly. This build on Faceless Void also working miraculously with Diffusal Blade, Mantis Style Illusions, burning his mana, and now they did not kill a single core on side of IG in like 25-30 minutes.
Yeah, it's been just a time for IG to just put Team Bright in the famine because they're not getting anything out of this. I don't think... I want to say they've maybe gotten one track kill.
Yeah, they did not get a kill. I don't know if we can check when the last kill happened because it feels it was so long ago.
Radiant's middle tower is
So-
under attack.
Some observer
Destroyed a
wards.
sentry.
There we go. Okay, at 20,
Yeah.
what is that? Like 17 minute into the
18
game?
minutes, 17, 18 minutes. Yeah, so half the game ago.
And it was a kill on Crystal Maiden, so... Sure, they are getting the farm, but they're not getting kills. They're not getting value of the track.
Because he wasn't what? He wasn't 6 until 13 minutes into the game. So you get that Crystal Maiden kill at 17 minutes, but you
That's
don't
that one
have
kill
any
that
other
you
kills.
mentioned.
Yeah. That was the only track kill. They'll try to fight this. They have the Aether Remnant, but a Frostbite, Manta, Dissimulate, Remnant forward, and a Crystal Nova, but another 200 gold going the way of Dust thanks to the Tombstone. He must have given away at least 4,000 gold with Tombstones. Every single one is being taken out.
What about Bounty with his 12 deaths? That one death was, what, 500
Has fallen.
to Emo when he was inside their triangle. Oof, looking at the score, Medusa 0-3-0.
Not a good look.
Yeah. It's like you didn't do anything except farming. Sure, you showed up in a team fight. There were a couple of team fights where she was there, but the rest of the team was not able to get a kill. They couldn't finish off a single hero.
And Imitator's just dead again. No way to just survive at all. Imitator's been doing this on the Bounty Hunter all game long. He has just been insta-dead. Not a lot of mana on Phoenix. So coming into this to land right inside a Chrono, walls down. They've got the vacuum, but they won't be able to save Phoenix. Emo using that Remnant even inside the Chrono to get that kill. The bomb's going to explode in a second, and it explodes and puts Irving into chunks. They look over at Undyne. Undyne's going to get run down, bashed up, killed off, and gone. 4 heroes dead. Medusa, while safe in the well, won't be able to do anything.
Yeah, this game, I think, is now officially over. Not officially, but in my book, the game feels uncomebackable, if that's a word. Maybe I just made that up. I mean, there's a lot of made-up words in Dota that don't exist in English.
Phylactery.
Yeah, there you go.
Probably a real word. Lincoln.
We're back to Lincoln.
We've come full circle. And these tracks have been good for Vision, I guess. Sure. Or arrows pointing at them
gets a real
every
one.
time. Every time he's getting the real one, and he does not care about the illusions. He'll split the seams any day. And they'll look to get a kill on Undyne, who will pop that ult and pop that respawn time. Freezing field down from QYQX, not really doing much of anything. Medusa trying to fight here, but it doesn't quite have the damage. Bomb in 3, 2, 1, not gonna be needed as they get the kill into the Medusa. No buyback. There's the pull with the hook. Will dissimulate back into the base as they take
Can
the
they
mid
kill a hero?
melee
For the
round.
last 20 minutes, they were unable to do so. Let's see if they can kill one.
All they need is Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, exactly. Go in with Void Spirit, kill Crystal Maiden, call GG.
Vacuum wall on a 3, kill Crystal Maiden, call GG. As Irving, he's gonna die here. Buy back. No way you just called this perfectly.
Radiant's top tower is under
And they're not calling GG, however.
No,
I mean,
they're
they're still
not.
like relying on the Archer combo. You can see like Vacuum into Ion Shell, some Resonant Pulse. Damage is okay, but it's still lacking for this stage of the game. 39 minutes, they need Medusa to be able to right-click them down.
$22,000 net worth. We've talked about this in the past, finishing games with a lot of net worth lead. We'll see if maybe Medusa can get another item here to get back into it. Looking for the Disperser.
Cannot be slowed. She can run away. Some extra damage coming out from her. But look at this big boy Pudge. PYW having hard Crimson Heaven's Halberd. This is position 4 Pudge we're talking about. Doesn't look like it, judging by the items.
Man, heart. Gotta love it. Ags next. Truthfully, I understand and I get it, wanting to be meticulous and figure out where you can finish these games safely.
I can tell you a place. Go inside enemy base. This is where you finish it. They don't need to wait.
I'm
Like,
just
they
thinking,
just
like,
have way
yeah.
too much gold advantage.
There's a little bit inside of me that wants me to see this game get a little bit rocky for IG for waiting too long.
I don't know if it can. Like, in terms of scaling, Phoenix just finished off Daedalus, has 2 Deso charges that they got that 1 kill from Crystal Maiden. Remember when he bought Deso? That was ages ago.
Radiant's top tower is
He's also got a greater healing Lotus, and if he can get a couple more healing Lotuses, he could get potentially with the cheese, with a Roche kill, that upgraded cheese.
The
And
greatest,
then this game turns around.
the greatest healing Lotus cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. Gouda. Gouda cheese. So smoke, but you've also got Irving not near, as he's going to TP back to base. I'll smoke again. See if they can make a way out. They've got the vacuum wall combo ready to go. 2 charges on this Desolator. And Shard going to Pudge, Shard going to Crystal Maiden. They took the last 2 Tormentors.
There's nothing to take on the map anymore except the enemy base,
No.
but seems like they're waiting for another Roche. It's going to be a long spawn, almost full 3 minutes.
And the longest of spawns. What has Emo got here? Well, he's Hex. They have the hook, they'll save him, and now the bomb getting armed. Looking to go off here in just 2, 1, explode. Doesn't really do much of anything as Dust is going to come over. He's trying to grab a Chrono, and now you see these split shots coming through. Chrono on the
Medusa.
edge.
She looks like she's outside.
Yeah, I don't think that's in there, but now mana recovered. The damage, and they're going to bring in this Timber Saw to finish off Irving, but they end up losing QIQX, which has been the game plan all the time. As Undyne, Medusa die, they'll call GG. They don't even need to lose their base. They just lose the Medusa again. And Imitator dies, and IG will take the series 2-1.
They managed to kill Crystal Maiden 2 times in the last